Hello everyone, my name is Zach. I am the Traveling Man, and boy do I have a big adventure to take you on today. We're going on board the largest cruise ship in the world and one of the newest cruise ships in the world, the Star of the Seas. I've just boarded her now in Port Canaveral, Florida, and I'm about to head out on a 4-night preview cruise. So come on if you're ready. Let's get this adventure started. And here we go, welcome officially on board the newest and largest cruise ship in the world, Star of the Seas from Royal Caribbean. My very first Icon Series ship, at our first glance of the main promenade here on board. That new ship smell. And right here in the main promenade, first thing we'll see is the Pearl. We'll explore all this a little bit in more detail throughout this video. And I honestly don't even know where to go first. It's like sensory overload. So many things to see and do on this. Let's just walk right over here. It says it's the jogging track. Let's try to get outside for just a minute. Hello and welcome to Port Canaveral, Florida. This is the third official sailing, I think, of Star of the Seas. This is, I'm filming this on, I think today is August the 23rd. It's a Saturday, and we're headed out on a 4-day cruise. The second of the Icon series of ships, the Icon of the Seas, of course, being now the older sister to Star, but Star just debuted. They just had her official naming, christening ceremony on the last cruise. So brand new ship, the newest ship in the world, or at least the newest ship that's been officially christened, because the Brilliant Lady just set sail, I think, in the past 2 days from Southampton. So they're competing, and we'll see Brilliant Lady on the channel very soon, so subscribe and come back for that. But so excited to check out Star of the Seas, and the impetus for this was I sailed on Utopia of the Seas in March, and I never thought that one of these mega ships would be for me. I was just always like, no, it's too big, right? And I think a lot of people have that opinion, but I absolutely loved it, and so I'm sure I'm gonna love this ship too. So excited to bring you along. We got 4 days on the ship. Our only stop is Perfect Day at CocoCay, and I love Perfect Day at CocoCay, so what better cruise than 2 sea days with a stop there in the middle at Perfect Day at CocoCay. All right, so just getting the internet purchased. It's really cool how it's set up, so I'm doing it for the whole voyage. It says from $32.99 per day for one device. That's all I need. I'm gonna connect my phone. I'm gonna get the Surf and Stream package, and then I have a coupon here. That's because I am Diamond Plus with Royal, so I get, I think, 2 days. Yeah, that would be 2 days of Wi-Fi free, so we're gonna purchase it. But I wanna just go in here and make sure that I can do the dining and everything, because I wasn't able to get a lot of the events scheduled beforehand, so I wanna make sure I get to the shows and stuff. So that's priority number 1 on a ship this big. As soon as you board the ship, make sure that you join the Wi-Fi, come on the app, and book all the shows, the entertainment, the dining, that you didn't get to do. That's my biggest tip for you in preparing you to sail on a ship as big as Star of the Seas. All right, so we are booked for all of the main shows at least, so that's good enough for me. We'll figure out the rest as we go along, just like on Utopia. So all of the Oasis class ships, they do have this little iPad setup. I call it an iPad, a little tablet setup. So you select what deck you're going to, and it'll tell you, it'll assign you an elevator. Well, let's just go up to deck 6. Let's take it deck by deck as we explore the Star of the Seas today. We're gonna go to J, and you see it told me there, and it also lit up here that we are going to elevator J. I did want to say that the embarkation process here blew me away because it's so quick, it's so efficient. It seemed like it took no time at all. I got here right around 11 o'clock, went in, you go do security was fast. And then after security, I went upstairs to do the check-in, and they said, all right, you can board the ship. So amazing that they were ready to board a ship this large so early. It was just really remarkable. Not really many stops at all, just walking from one station to the next, from security to check in to immediately able to board the ship. No wait at all to get on board Star of the Seas. So the cool thing about these big ships is they all have neighborhoods. That's the thing that defines one area to the next, is the neighborhood. So Surfside is gonna be our first look at one of these neighborhoods. And I think this is gonna be a pretty cool one, because this is one that's sort of like the boardwalk, which is found on Oasis class ships. Oh yes, very similar to the boardwalk. See a big flamingo here, we're in LA. And I guess maybe we could have came in on deck 6. You see down there, it does say Royal Promenade, which is where we were. So maybe we could have came up these stairs. It's better that I took the elevator though with my bags. But this seems like Surfside, more oriented for families. There's an arcade. There's a carousel over here. There is Surfside Eatery, which I'm assuming is probably included. Well, actually, let's take a look while we're right here. Let's walk in and see what Surfside Eatery is like. They have some orzo salads, some cold salads over here, some steaks and fish. So it's sort of like an extension of the buffet. But down here in the Surfside area of the ship, some desserts over there. All right, so that's what that is. That's what's going on there. Let's check out the rest of Surfside. Very family oriented. There's a lot of little slides for kids. And then Surfside Bites, where they have some popcorn chicken, hot dogs, cheeseburger, pizza toasty, french fries, cinnamon sugar churros, confetti cookie, and a fruit skewer. And then also Pier 7, which I do think you have to pay. I think this is for additional cost. Yeah, we can see the menu here. It shows they got different board bites, chicken lettuce cups, loaded quesadillas, shrimp tostados. They have salads, they have tacos, Korean fried chicken, crispy chicken tenders, and grilled cheese. So something for everyone, it looks like. But you do have to pay to eat at Pier 7. And then here is the little water park back here on the back of Deck 7. See the very back of Star of the Seas right here. And then beautiful Port Canaveral, where there's quite a bit going on today. There's the Disney Treasure, the new Disney ship. There's the Carnival Vista right over there beside it. There's actually the Carnival Mardi Gras ahead of us. We'll see that when we go back toward the front of the ship. And the cool thing about the Surfside area, just like the boardwalk on Oasis class ships, is these balconies here. I guess they probably call them Surfside view balconies or something, but they're all open to what's going on down here. So if you want to be, living in the middle of the action, then these would be good for you to do that. I don't know that I would like the noise all the time though. I feel like it'd be noisy. Let me know in the comments if you've stayed in one of these or one of the boardwalk on Oasis. Is it noisy in here? Is it noisy in your balcony? Because I know they play music and stuff in here at night. Now we're going to go to one of my favorite parts. I know what's going to be one of my favorite parts on the ship. And that is, oh, this is cool. Before we go up there to Central Park is what I was going to say. There's a slide here. So that's a very cool way to get from one floor to the next. If you didn't want to walk down the stairs, just take this dry slide here. Where the only rule is, do not climb up the slide. There you go, the full Surfside area. And now we're going to the next neighborhood, Central Park. So we're on Deck 8 now. And I loved Central Park when I sat on Utopia. And actually my room is on this very floor, just around the corner here, I think. Central Park, an actual park in the very middle of the world's largest cruise ship. And they also have shops in here. This is the Regalia Fine Watches. Over there they have a bar, it looks like, Lou's. And I do like that they've added, these are also some infinite verandas. So, Celebrity Cruises, a big fan of them, but they have infinite verandas on their ships. They've been very controversial. A lot of folks don't like them. But they do have infinite verandas on Icon and Star of the Seas now on Royal Caribbean. So these are Central Park View infinite veranda balconies. So you see it doesn't really look like a balcony. That's because those windows will come down, or the top window will come down at least, creating a, infinite veranda inside your stateroom. But these all overlook Central Park. Right here is Park Cafe. This is where you can come and grab some sandwiches. They have some takeaway options too. Hi. And what I mean by takeaway is it's literally all prepackaged and you can just grab it and take it to go. Sandwiches, wraps. They've also got fruit cups down here too. But then over here, they actually have hot sandwiches that they'll make for you. Hi. Thank you. And then salads, you can get salads. They got all different toppings here. They've got chips in here too, which are included. Oh, these chips right here. I'm gonna have to get some of these later. These are the best chips, y'all. If you've never tried these Ruffles cheddar and sour cream before, they are the best chips on earth. These are free. I'm gonna come take all these to my room later when you guys aren't watching, because I don't want you to judge me. Just your typical drinks like you'd see on the buffet. Water and ice and all the drinks. They got coffee and decaf and hot water and whole milk and half, and then a seating area in here. So that's Park Cafe. And then it looks like right here, which is cool, there is access to the Royal Promenade. So if you did decide, oh, I'm up here hanging out in Central Park, but now I need to go back down to the Royal Promenade, for dinner or something like that, then you could just go down the stairs here, all the way back. You can see the Pearl all the way at the bottom of the stairs, all the way back into the main atrium. Then there's also the Trellis Bar in here. I think that's a staple of Central Park. You got Izumi in the park. Izumi is the sushi restaurant. They also have a sushi and ice cream window over here, and that's gonna be a weakness for me because I do love both of those things. So we'll have to check that out in a little bit. So here's an entrance to Izumi, and then the Izumi in the park over there, that's the window where you wanna go to get your to-go sushi and ice cream. They also have these specialty restaurant desks set up all around the ship in front of the specialty restaurants where you can make your dining reservations. Over here is Chops Grill. Chops Grill is the steakhouse on board the ship. It's located right here in Central Park, which is pretty cool, I think. But I did just make a reservation. I think that's probably all the specialty dining I'm going to do this cruise. It is quite expensive for dinner here. It's $70 per person, and it is $30 per person for lunch. So we're going to do lunch in a couple days. So early thoughts, this ship is amazing. I'm seeing little differences. I know there's improvements and it's a newer ship and a newer design and stuff, but so far it reminds me a whole lot of Utopia. So if you've been on the Oasis class and you're wondering about the Icon class, I'll talk more about this later when I can give a more definitive answer after I've been on for several days, but it seems like they're very similar ships. So all the way forward here on deck 15 is the Aquadome, and this is actually the location where they have the show, the water show. It's called Torque here on Star of the Seas, and you can see the stage set up here. If you've been on Oasis, this is in the back of the ship, but it's all the way forward here in the Aquadome. And then over here right beside this is Hooked. This is a specialty restaurant, Hooked Seafood. Very neat location for it though, right here inside of the Aquadome. And now we're entering the Overlook. Let's actually walk down here behind the stage is where we're headed now. But I do like the seating, and some of the seating, very reminiscent. If you've been on one of the Edge series ships with Celebrity, then you'll recognize probably the seat I'm looking at right now, the design of it. Given Eden, you know, that's sort of the vibe that I'm getting from the Overlook, the seating and everything. And just do a 180 look here. There's a bar in here, of course. And we'll look all the way forward here. You can see I told you the Mardi Gras was in port with us today, and it's all the way forward there. Continuing on in our Aquadome exploration, we're gonna come to the Aquadome Market. So those are the options for the Aquadome Market. So just a selection of different things. This Mediterranean deal actually sounds pretty good. It kind of reminds me of like a cava, but definitely if you want to eat a little bit healthier, probably a little bit healthier options, then you can get you a bowl in here. Oh, they also have a barbecue. Take out barbecue. They have barbecue sandwiches and chips, all the fixings for that. They have barbecue mac and cheese with pulled pork sandwiches. So this is cool, the Aquadome Market. Several different cuisine styles and types in here with various different options of how you can get bowls or sandwiches. This is a creme de la crepe. So actually it's a crepe station. Wow. So they're making crepes here. That's really cool. You can order pretty much what you want and they'll make it up fresh for you here in the Aquadome Market. And all of this is included. This is all included in your cruise fare. You don't have to pay any additional for this. It's not specialty. It's just included with your cruise fare. So headed out of the Aquadome now. Now we're headed out to the main pool deck, which is where we're at now. We have a lot of seating out here, a lot of lime green seating. Again, a lot of colors. A huge hot tub here. This is probably one of the largest hot tubs I think I've seen on a cruise ship. It's very spacious. But again, we got about 7,000 or 8,000 people sailing with us, so we're gonna need the space. A lot of really neat seating out here. Not a lot of people out here just yet, but I am early on board the ship, and they were asking that people wait until their designated boarding times, which you do pick at check-in before you come to the port. They didn't want to overwhelm the port workers, of course, with everyone showing up at the same time. So probably still a lot of folks boarding right now. Up here you got the lime and the coconut. If we go up to deck 16, I'm gonna stop short of that though and show you right here. There is some more seating right here, some padded seating. You can look down below though and see where we were just a bit ago down at Central Park. And then you can see you have a pool over here on the starboard side with another hot tub. And I'm sure there's another pool somewhere. I just haven't seen it yet. There's not a pool over on port side, at least not right here. So it's not mirrored like it was on Utopia. So lime and coconut here. It's like the main pool bar, but cooler than just a typical main pool bar. And again with the slides, I do like how they have slides so that you can go from deck to deck in innovative ways, not taking the stairs. You can go down the slide, and this little light indicates whether or not you can go. Someone just went down it so it was red for a moment. And then over here they do have the cabanas that you can rent, or casitas rather, that you can rent for the day. And then if we come around the backside of lime and coconut over here, something really cool about this ship, in addition to the towel stand which we're passing, is they do have a swim up bar that is adults only. This is the Swim and Tonic. This is where you can come and hang out in the pool and swim right up to the bar to get your drinks right over there. This is Crown's Edge right here though, up above us. You see this platform? This is where they can basically bungee you up, and you walk across that platform, and then you see that plank right there. They drop that plank out from under you, and then you soar from there all the way back around here, back to the platform over here. You will not see me doing that, but I did want to let you know at least. That's right here behind the Royal Crown, which you can see from off the side of the ship. But as we head toward the back, we see a lot more places. If you're an adrenaline junkie, hi, they have a rock wall back here. A pretty tall rock wall. Right up there's the basketball court. You can see some folks up there playing basketball already. And then base camp is right here. And I think base camp, if I'm not mistaken, is another place for you to get some bites to eat. So it's a good thing. We're already seeing around the ship, there's a lot of different places in all the distinct neighborhoods of this ship to get bites to eat. And here they have warm pretzels, they have tater tots, they have hot dogs and chicken fingers, and a smash burger. So a lot of different options for you. And they do have all the food on display here, so you can see what you're getting before you order it. Those tater tots look good. You don't see a lot of tater tots on cruise ships, so that's cool. You actually order it here, and then I guess you pick it up over there. They prepare it for you. You can see the smash burger right here. And now that we've made it to the back of deck 15, you can see the water park. All the water slides, so many water slides on board this ship. Let's walk around here so you can see better. Base camp also has a bar right here. And again, the colors, you get just the splash of colors everywhere around every turn on this ship, especially on these outer open decks. Down below us here you can see Surfside. I want to call that the boardwalk. It's not, it's Surfside. And all the excitement down there. And then the water slides over here. A lot of water, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm seeing at least 6. But I'm going to stick to the port side of the ship and take you over here to the hideaway, because this is something I've wanted to see, because the hideaway is for guests 18 years and older. So no kids allowed. So if you're traveling without kids, or maybe you've sent the kids to the water park and you want to get away by yourself, you can come to the hideaway back here, get some peace and quiet. There are a couple of hot tubs back here. And now we're on the very aft of the ship. Also a lot of seating. And then if we come around here, maybe we can see the rest of it. Yeah, you can see the pool. You've probably seen this pool before if you've seen pictures of Icon or Star. The one that is hanging off the back of the ship. That is in the hideaway. In the hideaway area, you can see I talked about this pool. You can see it's not a very big pool, but you can stand there. It's not very deep either, probably 3 or 4 feet deep. No, probably 4 feet deep, I would say. This all looks down over the Surfside area back down at the very bottom. So the water park we saw for the kids down there. And then hideaway is right up here above that. And then the water slides and everything. So not quiet back here, but this is probably made to complement the hideaway section on Perfect Day at CocoCay, which is also not a quiet place. And on the other side of hideaway over here, there are day beds. They say that they're reserved, so I assume you have to pay more to have access to these day beds. There's also day beds in the pool, and I know you can pay for those. Those are also reserved and you have to pay extra. But this is the hideaway bar back here where you can come and get drinks. And there are storms all around. I am like getting distracted by the weather right now. There's a storm over there. Oh, that's really close actually. We might get some rain from that soon. And then there's also a storm back here behind us, which looks like it's either one of these is going to like downpour on us in a minute. So I'm glad we're getting our outdoor shots early so we can go indoors by the time it starts raining. So now here on deck 15 in the aft of the ship, which is where we find the Windjammer and the Washi Washi, of course. I'm not stopping to Washi Washi. I'm not getting food, but they have lobster tail right here. This line is of people waiting to get lobster tail and ceviche and more lobster tail. So it's just a lot of people in here right now trying to get this premium offering, because this is the only day of your cruise, embarkation day, that you're going to get these premium seafood offerings. You can see just a huge tub of lobster tails there. And so it's completely swamped in here in the Windjammer right now because everyone's coming here. So we're still waiting for the rooms to be ready, but wanted to show you the artwork, some of the artwork. It's all different between all the floors, of course, and whether you're in the forward or the aft stairwell, but it is very colorful again. We talked about the design and the aesthetic. It's what you're gonna get on this ship. They say that at 1 o'clock that the staterooms will be ready. They're still cleaning. That's about 50 minutes from now. So it is about to rain, as I showed you up on the top deck. So I came back down to Central Park while I'm waiting in my room to get ready. and just popped in here at Park Cafe to get, I just got a turkey wrap, which is one of the grab and go options, and then also those chips that I told you about. So it's going to be lunch for us today here, our first day on board Star of the Seas. So back up here on deck 6, up above the promenade, you can see down here below. I'm going to go to Park Cafe. It's something I forgot about. Or actually not Park Cafe, it's the Pearl Cafe. We were just at Park Cafe. Behind the Pearl back here, I had to look on the deck map to figure out where it was. But there's the Pearl Cafe over here, so let's see what they have. And it's a great place to sit because in addition to like the beautiful art that they have all around, it's these floor-to-ceiling windows here. You got the entrance to the Pearl right down here, back down to the promenade, and then they have, it looks like a lot of sandwiches and things. I just had that wrap, which was really good actually from Park Cafe. They have a fruit tartlet, they have a CocoCay, creme brulee, a coffee apple cupcake, and a pineapple upside down, no sugar added. So these are options, and this is all, you know, included, so it's grab and go type stuff. They also have some specialty coffees here, some Starbucks branded coffee. This is not the Starbucks location, but they do have Starbucks coffee that they serve here. They also have some sandwiches and things. They have a barbecue chicken sandwich, an apple mozzarella sandwich, a mushroom sandwich, and more barbecue chicken sandwich, and they can heat these up. Also got some grab and go options here. They have a curry chicken sandwich, a quinoa salad, an Asian salad, some crudites, a nice little like hummus tray, which is cool, with some veggies. It also just struck me that we have not been to muster station yet, which is very bad for me because it's almost 1 o'clock, and normally that's one of the first things I do, but I just forgot about it today. I also don't have my key card yet because I haven't been to the room, and I think that's what's throwing me off. So I don't even know what muster station I'm supposed to go to. So let's knock that out first before we actually go to the room so we can officially be on a cruise. So let's go find our muster station and do that. And then hopefully we'll finally be able to go check out our stateroom, which I'm excited to see and show to you. And here we go. I got to my room and the door was literally propped open, wide open for anyone to come in. This is 8268. This is a standard ocean view stateroom. So it's gonna have an actual balcony. It's not an infinite veranda, one of those controversial infinite verandas a lot of people don't like. This is an actual balcony. Really upscale for a mainstream cruise line. And I know that they have the same manufacturer. The ship is made by the same people that make the Celebrity Edge series of ship, and you'll have a lot of the same conveniences. So this is the bathroom. Not as big though. Not as big as a bathroom or nice as a bathroom on an Edge series ship. You do have some storage right over here. You can put some stuff on these shelves. Again, a lot of color in this room. There is a shower over here. It is a glass door on the shower, which is nice. And it looks like plenty of room. And actually, there is a seat just built into the shower, so that's neat. You can just sort of sit in the shower if you want to. Of course, towels and everything are included in the room. And I will get in here just to show you. There we go. Shut the door. You have a lot of room in the shower. One thing that's kind of disappointing, though, I will say, hair and body wash. I don't like hair and body wash. I like to have shampoo and I like to have body wash separate. I don't feel like either is as good when they're doubled, but they're doubled here. You're no longer getting both. And I always tell you, you know, you don't have to bring your own soap or shampoo, but I may have to reconsider knowing that they're combining it into one. A nice mirror here. Plenty of lighting in here too. The whole room so far, it seems like it's plenty of good lighting in here. There is kind of I guess you could hang coats here. It's separated. It's not just one big closet. But some hangers included. Here's some wire baskets down here if you do want to pack your things. Now, I will say this is a 4-day cruise, but Star is going to be doing 7-day cruises and probably longer, but typically just 7-day cruises. So, you know, you'll need the storage over here on the desk, mirror, of course, and then the correspondence, all the correspondence that they've left me from the cruise line, all the papers and things. We're going to CocoCay, so they leave paperwork about CocoCay. All these things showing when all of the shows are. And as I mentioned earlier, I've already made my reservations for all of the shows that I want to go to this cruise. Now there is like adult comedy. I do want to go to that. There's no more reservations for that. That booked up insanely fast on the website before the cruise, and certainly on board there were no reservations available for that. So that'll have to be a standby line only thing if I get to do that. But just know that they do post a schedule in the room. You also have some controls over here. You can control the lights, of course, all the lights in the room, on and off like that, and then the light here. And then you do have some outlets here. You do have a USB-C and a USB outlet, so that gives you a little bit more space for your gadgets and electronics. You do have a standard plug here, your standard US plug here. Television, the television right in front of the bed. I love that because it's nice to just lay in bed and watch a show, or a movie before you go to sleep or as you're falling asleep. They also have the lamps over here. This one's it's gonna bug me that this is not turned right. I'm a little OCD, so everything has to be just so. There is a USB outlet here, USB plug here. It'd be nice if they put a USB-C also, but they did not. It's just a standard USB-A. And then there is a sofa here, of course. I didn't mention that. I'm sure this probably makes a bed to have a third person in the room. Now, because this is a preview cruise, they did leave a couple of hats, so some merchandise. I got 2, so I don't need 2. May not even need 1, so maybe I'll do a raffle or something to give those out. So let me know if you want one of those. There's also a Star of the Seas entertainment program. So maybe I'll do a giveaway at some point and all these things will go. So if you're a big fan of Royal, maybe you can get one of those hats from me. And then over here on the other side, there is an outlet over here, an actual outlet. So this will be nice. I'll put my night things over here, meaning my watch charger, my Apple Watch charger, my iPhone charger, all the chargers will be right here. Should be nice. And also on and off switch. Now there is a light for the balcony right here beside the bed, and also a main light switch to all the lights in the room. So you can get in bed and then cut all the lights off. Or if you gotta get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, cut all the lights on. There are some shelves over here, which is nice beside the television, just kind of built in. So if you wanted to put some things here, you can store them here. And then another USB, standard USB, USB-A, and USB-C outlet here. So a lot of USB, a lot of outlets in this room. I also didn't show over here, there are drawers and also hair dryers. People ask me a lot about hair dryers. You can't bring your own, but there are hair dryers included in the room. Breakfast menu, if you want to fill out your breakfast and put that out, they'll bring your breakfast to you in the morning. And then you can put your clothes down here, of course. Nothing exciting in there. A chair, of course. And then the fridge, the mini fridge down here. And it's not stocked, which is nice. It doesn't matter either way. I don't use anything from it, but it's just nice to have space. I don't need the space either, so I don't know why that's nice. So let's go out to the balcony. Before we do, I do want to show that they have shades, so you can pull the shades, the curtains back so that you can have privacy and so the sun doesn't glare in early in the morning and glare you in the face. And then this is the balcony, and it is, like I said, an actual ocean view balcony. It's not an infinite veranda, so if you want an actual balcony like this on Star of the Seas, you need to book a standard ocean view balcony, not an infinite veranda. If you book an infinite veranda, you're going to be in one of those with the windows. Now, the cool thing about the infinite veranda, though, this would all be enclosed, the space that's the balcony. So from the door to the ledge over there would all be included in the space of the room, and you would just have one infinite window over there, and the top part would come down and to there, and that would be your balcony. Your balcony would basically be part of the room. A couple of chairs out here and a table, and you can see that these staterooms, you can open up the partition here so that if you got neighbors over here selling with you, someone that you know, you can open that up and they can be right there with you. So yeah, this is our balcony here on deck 8. This is, I think, the lowest deck. Nope, there's a level below us of balconies. So the second lowest deck for balconies. We're pretty low on the ship. This is a huge ship with 17, 18 decks, I think. So 8 is pretty low, but that's nice. I like being closer to the water. So yeah, one more look at Port Canaveral. We did get quite a bit of rain a minute ago, and wind and everything with some storms that passed, but it looks like that's on past us now, which is good. Glad I can finally access that and show you that. They were available right at 1 o'clock. They came on and made an announcement, and as soon as they did, the elevators were just swarmed with people. So everybody was going to their room at the same time. But now I can also officially tell you, and I'm not doing my usual promenade walk because it's just too much hassle to get there right now, but now we are officially on board our cruise on board the Star of the Seas. Now we've seen a lot of this ship. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this ship so far? You've seen a lot of it. It's just day one. This whole vlog is going to contain the entire cruise. So what do you think of day one? What do you think of the cruise? Would you sell it with 7,000 or 8,000 people on board? Would you sell this ship? Do you think it's too big, too crowded? Let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to know, and I'll give you, of course, my review and my official review video, which will be coming soon. But I gotta be real with y'all. I was having a quick moment. We thought the tour was done. It's not done, because I was like, where is the safe? Because there are a few items I always like to put in the safe in the room. But you look around this room, there is no safe. It's not in the closet. Typically it's in the closet. It'd be like right here, somewhere in the closet, right? No safe at all. I had to look online and see where the safes were in the room on Icon of the Seas, which is the older sister of this ship. So watch this witchcraft and wizardry. See this full-length mirror here? If you take your hand and pull the edge of it right here, ta-da! I mean, that's cute and everything. Like, you think like, oh wow, it's hidden behind there, no one would know, but it's literally the same in everyone's room. So people would know exactly where to come to rob you if they came to your room. So I don't know why they do that, but it is cool. I guess it saves space, right? Carnival Vista is the first ship leaving Port Canaveral today. Yeah, Mardi Gras is still down there. Just had to check. They're headed out on an 8-day Southern Caribbean. It is now 6:41 p.m. We've been sailing for a couple hours now away from Port Canaveral. You can probably still see it, honestly. Yeah, you can. You can still see it in the background because we are barely moving. We're going probably like 6 or 7 knots, I would say. But yeah, it's wild. You can still see land. But we're going so slow because we're not going that far, as I mentioned earlier. We're only going to Perfect Day at CocoCay, which isn't that far away. Good morning from day 2 here on board Star of the Seas, and we are not much further than where we were yesterday. We are going about 6 to 7 knots. We're still just off the coast of Florida. Actually, if we're on the other side of the ship, you'd probably be able to see South Florida. We're near Miami, Fort Lauderdale. But a beautiful morning. It's very humid, very hot. It is the end of August, so a very warm time to be cruising. Wanted to say first, I realized I didn't say anything about dinner last night. I did go to dinner in the main dining room. It was your time dining. I went, it was shortly after 6:45 when they opened, and I was able to be sat at a table almost immediately, which was really cool. And the dining room was beautiful. The service was fantastic, but I didn't really care for the food that I got. I started with the crispy crab cake, and it was just okay. You could definitely tell though that it was fried. It had a very oily flavor. And then I got the fried chicken, and I know, should never get fried chicken in the main dining room on a cruise ship, but I'd heard that they were getting like new and improved menus here, and that was actually the recommended entree for the night. So I was like, I'm gonna try it, it'll probably be good, you know. Not good. It was like just all breading, you know, it was like a thick layer of breading, and the meat was just kind of tough. So not a good meal. I think the best part of it was my dessert. I got a key lime pie, a piece of key lime pie. So not a good start in the main dining room, but we'll see how things go today. Currently right at 10 o'clock on the nose right now. I'm gonna show you something pretty cool about my room location. I'm here on deck 8. I'm gonna leave the room and show you something about that, and from there we'll just explore the ship a little bit this morning, see what's going on, maybe grab a bite to eat, and just enjoy this beautiful sea day, a good, beautiful start at least. So leaving my room right here, and I'm just gonna walk down the hallway just a little bit. Look how nice these hallways are, by the way. I love the design. It's a very, feels very resort-like, you know, like you're at a tropical resort, which I appreciate. All the light colors and stepping into the stairwell here. I told you a little bit earlier or yesterday that all the art is different, all the stairwells. And again, the color, that's the cool thing about this ship is the color just pops everywhere. And we'll come into the stairwell right here and walk right, or sorry, the elevator bank, and walk through the elevator bank. And you come to one of my favorite places on the ship. So this is why I love the location of my room, because I can walk right around the corner and be in Central Park. And you know, other than the night, it's really cool here at night, but what better time of day to come to Central Park than in the morning? And you maybe can hear they pipe in sounds of like creatures in here, so it's really neat. I like the colors, the splash of colors up on the shutters that they have up there in contrast to the blue sky above. It's really cool. It's hard to believe that we're on a moving cruise ship because this feels so much like a city. And since we're in here at Park Cafe, I thought I would show you the morning options. They do have a lot of takeaway options. I talked about this yesterday with the sandwiches and stuff, but here's what they have for breakfast. They have more fruit cups. So there's like some cantaloupe, you got some watermelon, and then some parfaits down here. And then my favorite is muesli. They have all sorts of muesli. They have fruit here. And then they do have a case over here with different croissants. And there is cinnamon swirls, cinnamon roll, a fruit Danish, some donuts, a dulce de leche streusel. So a lot of different offerings. And then there's some hot offerings here if you want to get breakfast sandwiches and stuff. So Park Cafe is a great place to get a quick bite to eat that you can, you know, get and take and sit outside and enjoy. And then there is the actual Star of the Seas. This is Sailor. This is the puppy that they have on the ship. Then this is like everyone's been looking for Sailor. Where's Sailor going to be? So it's cool to cross paths with her this morning.
Turn around.
And I'm so sad I had to leave him. Sailor, he's here. No plants.
You get the most.
So such a big draw. It gets swarmed with people when that dog is around. With sailors around, I shouldn't call her that dog. She has a name. Sailors around. It just gets so many people to get pictures. And there was even I'm on the Facebook group for this cruise, and there were even people like, "Oh my gosh, she's in Aquadome now," or "She's here." So it's really crazy how people take to a dog being on a cruise ship. But really smart of Royal to have that. But funny thing, I don't know if you heard the handler say just now, but she was like, "Not the plants," and Apparently the dog likes to eat the plants in here in Central Park, so they gotta be really careful when she's in here that she's not chowing down. I love Central Park. It's so quiet, it's so peaceful. High up above us, we're on deck 8. High up above us on decks 16, 17 is the main pool deck where the party's going. But down here, it's a quieter vibe. It's a more relaxed, laid-back vibe. And that's what I really love about Central Park. And again, it's really hard to believe that we're on a moving cruise ship. And I also love the restaurants that they have around through. I mentioned yesterday Azumi being here, and then just look at the detail. Like, look at this tree. It looks so cool. And then the window down here, I haven't tried it yet. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna end up coming here to get some takeaway sushi probably at some point, or some of the ice cream that they offer. And you can see the menu here now. So you can get sushi, you can choose 2 plus choice of edamame or seaweed salad for $10. They also have a few hot offerings. They have some dumplings, they have some crispy chicken, signature bubble cones, so these are the ice cream. You can get cookies and cream, you can get a rainbow mochi and matcha, a beach umbrella, chocolate thrill, etc. So that's right here at the little window. It's not open yet. Another place I was curious about this morning is the Aquadome and how quiet it is. I did want to remark there is a jewelry shop in here. That's one thing about the neighborhoods on the ship. They have at least one shopping venue, one shop in each of the neighborhoods. So they've really dispersed the shopping opportunities all around the ship. And here, of course, we saw the Aquadome Theater yesterday. We'll be coming in here, I think, in a day or two to see the show. So we're gonna walk on around all that. These are called the pods over here. So you can grab a pod if you got like a group of friends. You could sit in these pods and just see how, I mean, just look how stunning this is with the daylight coming in. With all this wraparound glass, the blue sky, the blue ocean out in front of you. Again, this is just like Eden for all my celebrity cruise fans out there. This is just like Eden, but high on the ship and in the forward. You can even see the Star of the Seas name down there on the very forward of the ship, the very front of the ship. As we sail very, very slowly, as we crawl, would probably be, I could walk faster to the Bahamas, I think, than what we're going on this 4-day preview cruise. All right, so I came over here to try to get some shots. It's pretty crowded up here at the pool. So there's a pool here. There's also a pool over there, but I didn't walk to that side yet. It's pretty crowded around the pools, but not a whole lot of people. Again, it's 10:15 in the morning. Not as many people as I thought, honestly. And I can see up on the upper deck, that's deck 17. That's actually, they call that Cloud 17. We'll go up there in a bit. I didn't show that yesterday. Not a lot of people up there either. So not that bad so far this morning. Not as bad as I thought. I thought it was going to be just pandemonium out here with every chair taken. But that's the cool thing about all the different neighborhoods. You know, we saw there were quite a few people down in Central Park hanging out. A lot of people up here on the different areas of the main pool deck, the upper decks, hanging out, but there are probably a lot of people out at Surfside too. So down the Royal Promenade this morning, they do have these banners and things up. Ocean Odyssey, I think this is for a parade or some like promenade event that they have. You see this stuff right here is all props for that. Also, I was curious about Starbucks. I'm really tempted to go to Starbucks because I love Starbucks. There's a big line over there though. There is other free coffee and things all around the ship though. I don't know why I'm so hung up on a Starbucks. I wanted to see the Pearl Cafe, which is right up through here. How nice that is. Also, look at this pearl thing. And I was wondering yesterday, I'm like, what is the purpose of this thing? It serves no purpose, but it is pretty cool. See the wave effect there as those plates move as we walk up through it. That's pretty neat. But we're gonna walk up to Park Cafe. I don't like talking in there either because there's a parabolic effect where it really amplifies what you're saying, which is wild. Here we go, Pearl Cafe. A lot of people here too, but I know a lot of people really love this venue. Let's go up here to the case and see what they have this morning. Looks like they've got some muffins, some donuts, a fruit Danish, the same fruit Danish that they had down at Park Cafe. They have a croissant, a plain croissant, and then the same cinnamon roll. So just know a lot of the options are the same. They have also a lot of different sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches here. So, you know, a lot of the same stuff that you could get at Park Cafe and probably not as crowded or as long as the wait. So the time now is about 5:40 on this fine sea day. It's been a long time since I've talked to you last, but we are finally, ooh, there's some weather back here. Look at that. There's a storm back there. That's back toward Florida. We're actually up here near Grand Bahama right there. You can actually see Freeport. Well, you can't see it, but in the distance, I can see Freeport and the dock of Freeport over there. The port area, you know, it's an industrial port. They can do dry docks and things over there. can see that. So we are not too far now from Perfect Day at CocoCay, where we'll be in the morning. I've been very lazily enjoying this sea day and enjoying Star of the Seas. Yesterday was a busy travel day for me. I was exhausted. I've actually been out of town for work all week, and then flew home, and then repacked my bag and came down to Florida to get on Star of the Seas. But I was tired yesterday. So today, I feel like I've gotten to know the ship a little bit better. I've walked around and really taken a better appreciation of the ship. And this is a beautiful ship. Like I said, it's colorful. There's so many spaces and neighborhoods. It just makes it all so unique. And one of the things that I love about the ship now, I just got back from, I just went to the Back to the Future musical. That's the featured show on this ship, and they're still in technical rehearsals because this is still a preview cruise, of course. And not until next Sunday does, like a week from today, does Star of the Seas make her first, like, actual cruise, her first 7-day cruise, because that's all she's going to be sailing. And that's one of the factors why I booked this cruise. It was a 4-day cruise. The cruises on Icon of the Seas and Star of the Seas can be so expensive. I mean, for a solo cruiser, for an interior stateroom, over $3,000 for a week-long cruise typically. So this one being a shorter cruise actually meant that it was more affordable. I paid $1,800 for this, and you see I have a balcony, which is fantastic. It's a very nice room, and I feel like for $1,800, that's a good deal, you know, for one of these cruises, considering they're normally over $3,000. I'll tell you more in my review when I do my official review video, my feelings about the ship and stuff. But I think 4 days is perfect for me to be on here and get to check it out and everything. So that's why I picked it. Technical rehearsals for Back to the Future musical. And I have to be honest here, I've never seen Back to the Future before. I've never seen any of the movies. Started at 3:30, it just ended, it's 5:30. So it's almost 2 hours, but there were 4 instances in the show, because it is still in technical rehearsals, where they did have technical difficulties and the show just stopped completely while they reset the stage or fixed whatever the problem was. So it did end up being about just over a 2-hour show, in fact. But you are going to want to go see that show. I'll promise you, it was fantastic. And this is an off-Broadway show. I mean, this has been on Broadway, it's toured and everything. So now they've got it here on Star of the Seas. So make sure you go see Back to the Future, the musical. But I did want to start today off by letting you know that I've had to do something that I've never had to do on a cruise before. But last night I actually had to go to the medical center. And I didn't anticipate that, of course. It's something, I'm fine. I'll say I'm fine. It's something that I've been dealing with before I came on the cruise. And I just needed, you know, the doctor to have a look. Yeah, it's a whole new experience for me. It was wild. I went later last night. They were actually closed because they do close after 7 p.m. They do have a 24/7 medical staff, you know, if it's an emergency. Mine was an emergency. They made me an appointment and told me to come back this morning, which I did. So I just got back from the doctor. They will be sending a bill. One thing to know about medical on board a cruise ship, they will send you a bill. No insurance will cover on board the ship anything. They'll send all the documentation and everything to my room in an envelope. It was like $300 just to consult with the doctor. Sure, it's going to be staggering, y'all. But I'll tell you that whenever that comes. I've been watching for it. But I'm going to head out. My plan today is to not get off the ship, maybe, or actually I do want to get off the ship just to get some exterior shots of Star. I originally had booked Cocoa Beach Club. I love Cocoa Beach Club, but then I just got to thinking about it. I'm like, this is a new ship. I'm sort of here for the ship, so I'm going to stay on board today. I'm going to show you something that I got in the room yesterday. Since this is an inaugural or preview sailing, they've been giving gifts, I guess, every day. I thought we were just going to get those hats, but yesterday they brought this like pickleball set. So there's like 2 pickleball, what do you call that? Rackets, clubs. See that? It's pink. It's hot pink. Who doesn't love hot pink? And then a little orange ball. So yeah, pickleball. I'm gonna be giving this stuff away at some point, so be watching my socials. Dining last night. I did go back to the main dining room. It was more of an elegant evening, although they weren't enforcing a dress code because it's a preview cruise. But I got some calamari that was good. I actually enjoyed the calamari. And then I got some salmon, and then they had the lobster tail on the menu. So I did get a side of a lobster tail, so just 1 piece of lobster. And the food was good. It was just kind of cold when I got it. So the main dining room is just not doing it so far this cruise. Hopefully they'll turn it around. We got 2 more nights to go. But at any rate, speaking of food, I'm a little hungry now. So let's go check out the open decks and see what's going on this morning at 10:15 at Perfect Day at CocoCay. We're up here on deck 17. We're gonna head out to Cloud 17. I haven't showed you that yet. I've been up here a couple times at night. The highest guest, like common guest access area. I think there's higher decks, but it's suite only. And maybe we'll get to see some of those in a bit on this video. But you can see the water park back here, the Thrill Island water park. And then even over that, you can see over there, Perfect Day at CocoCay. It's so cool how the colors blend. You got the colors of the ship here, and then back behind it, of course, the colors of Perfect Day at CocoCay, and they match so well. We have Grandeur of the Seas over here next to us, and look what a little tiny ship that looks like in comparison to us up here on our highest deck. Cloud 17, of course, because it's deck 17, but it's also cloud because it's high above everything else. So we can look down here and see the pool. Not a lot of people in the pool today because, of course, we are at Perfect Day, so a lot of people getting off the ship. If you've been to Perfect Day before, maybe you may not be as interested in it. I would highly recommend that you maybe stay on board and enjoy the ship. Let the ship be your destination, especially if you've only got a few days like we do on this cruise, because you see how few people there are. There is like no one up here. This hot tub, if you're a Celebrity Cruises fan, might look familiar. This is one of the martini glass hot tubs that they have on the Edge class ships, and they are here on Cloud 17. There's only one of them though. There's also a pool up here at Cloud 17, in addition to lime and coconut, an extension of the bar. It's kind of like the main pool bar we've seen before. And then here's that pool right here. Cool is they do have these little telescopes all around with the stars on them. And I was just curious, like, what do you see? Let's see if we can look in there. That's what you can see. So I've been holding out on the crepe place here in Aquadome Market, but it's happening today. I'm gonna get a strawberry Nutella crepe, which she's making there for me. And I'm very excited about it. And here's the finished product. Doesn't that look so nice? It smells good. I wish you all could smell this. And then we got breakfast with the view. So we can see Grandeur of the Seas and Perfect Day at CocoCay. As you probably could have surmised just from the looks of it, that was delicious. Such a good crepe. Love a Nutella crepe, and the strawberries in it were fantastic too. Also have to remark here and say that the coffee that they have, I drink decaf coffee, but the coffee just in the free beverage stands around the ship is actually really good coffee. Normally I don't like coffee out of those dispensers because it's just not good, but the decaf coffee has been great. I've tried, that's the second day in a row now I've had it and really enjoyed it. And talking about color, if we come up these stairs, we're gonna come up to the Thrill Island water park, and you see it's just so much color. I'm not even sure how many. I think there's 7 or 8 or more slides back here. They're just all twisting in on each other. But it is a cool area back here too, as they have all the theming back here, all the cool seating that they have, like a broken boat here. Good afternoon, it's now 3:10. And where has this day gone? I did want to mention that earlier I went up to the base camp. The base camp is an included eatery. It's up on deck 16. Up near the water park. It's kind of across from the water park. But went up there, had a delicious burger. They have a smash burger up there. That was really good. Like the quality bun it was on, to the patty itself. They put, I forget what toppings they had on it, like grilled onions and mayonnaise and cheese. They had tater tots. I love tater tots. So have to recommend to you the base camp if you're coming on Star of the Seas, because it was fantastic and all included. Then, one of the best parts about cruising, I've said this before, in addition to getting to explore beautiful ships like Star of the Seas, are the people that you meet, or people that you might have met. I've been doing YouTube now for about 5 years, and so there's people that, I comment with and message and have followed me for many years, and I've messaged with you, and so to finally get to meet some of those people on ships is pretty cool. And I got to meet one of those viewers today, and they actually took me on a tour of the suite area, the suite neighborhood. So that was the final neighborhood, and I'm putting clips here. Got to walk through the suite lounge, which was cool. The suite lounge also includes the Coastal Kitchen, which is the restaurant exclusive to guests staying in suites here on board Star of the Seas. Really beautiful venue in there. It actually overlooks the Aquadome area, so that'd be a great seating area for the Aqua show. If you don't get tickets or reservations to that, you could just sit in there if you have access to the lounge. And then you got to go up on the sun deck that's exclusive for suite guests. You got to go out there. Reminded me a lot of the retreat sun deck on Celebrity Edge series ships. A lot of the same swings like they have by the pool were there, but a lot of loungers, and one of the best vantage points on the entire ship. So Really enjoyed getting a tour of the Suite neighborhood today, something I wouldn't have normally got to see, but thank you to that viewer of mine who took me up there and gave me that tour. So wanted to put that in here. Now, with an hour and 15 minutes left in port today until gangway up time, which is 4:30, I'm going to get off the ship just to take a few photos of Star to kind of get a view of her off the ship, and then I'm going to get right back on it. So I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to take you with me. So let's go get off the ship. So I told you yesterday about how my room, which is right back down this way, how cool it is that its location is right there by the entrance to Central Park, but it's also really convenient to Surfside. So just wanted to say that Deck 8 is a really good deck to stay on if you want really easy access to all the different neighborhoods, because I can go out this door here and be right here at Surfside. Stay right there. So if you've got kids and think you'll be going to Surfside a lot, that'd be a good option. But then you can also come this way and of course go right into Central Park, which is what we're going to do right now, because we're going to use Central Park to get to the promenade, which I'll show you how we do that. So Deck 8 right here at Central Park. We're going to look for our Royal Promenade entrance right here. And we're going to take this down to Deck 6. And this is really cool, really accessible, because this is actually going to come out right by the Pearl Cafe, which is a good place to get beverages or things to eat. So if you're staying on Deck 8 again, which I highly recommend, I think it's one of the best decks to stay on the ship because you see how accessible things are. But see, right here at Pearl Cafe, so you can grab any number of things that you want. But we're not stopping because we're on a mission to get off the ship. So we're just going to round the corner here and walk through the Pearl itself, which is always a neat experience. And then we can round the corner again here. Gangway exit is right here. And here we go, off of Star of the Seas to see what a beast it is. See how big it is, towering high up above us. And all the staff is coming back in these pink shirts, because of course they work on the island. The ship rolls in the morning and the crew has to go out and have various jobs and assignments out around the island for the day, since Royal does own and operate CocoCay. But we are here with the Grandeur of the Seas, or as we've affectionately called her all day around the ship, the baby ship, because you can see the comparison here between the biggest ship over on the left, Star of the Seas, and one of the smallest ships from Royal's fleet, Grandeur of the Seas. There we go. That's the view we wanted right there. It's a huge ship. I mean, it really is something to behold, to be a little speck of a person off the side of this thing. But you can see from behind here the full comparison between Star of the Seas and Grandeur of the Seas. I mean, it dwarfs Grandeur of the Seas. It's crazy how big this ship is, how huge this ship is. Yet when you're on it for, you know, even a few days like I've been so far, like you can know it so intimately when you walk around and see all the different areas. If you want to get pictures of your ship, this is the pathway to Hideaway Beach. Hideaway Beach is the adults only area that you do have to pay additional for here on CocoCay. But if you take the little walking path out here toward Hideaway Beach, you'll see in just a minute we'll have a good vantage point for some photos. All right, so I took a couple photos, but it really is kind of too far away from here to get really good photo, and you have to keep walking further down to get the full side. Also, when I tell you it is so hot and humid, before you say, Zach, you're in the Bahamas, you're in the tropics. Yes, I've been here before many times and it's never been this hot. So just know late August, gonna be very humid, very hot, probably not the time to come. Wait until October or later to come. Late summer, woo, you're gonna burn up down here, but it's very hot. So that's it. I just wanted to come and get a couple shots. Not gonna partake in anything else on CocoCay. I do love being here in the proximity of it. It's so colorful and nice. But the star of the show is the Star of the Seas. So we're gonna go get back on board now. So back now from the evening, and even more swag left in the room tonight. Star of the Seas tote bag, which actually looks pretty cool. It's got a shine to it. Still in the bag. And these are some towel clips in here. These are purple and blue. So more stuff to add to a giveaway. I'm gonna give all this stuff away. Hello, it's now after 9 o'clock. It's in the evening, and the evening really got away from me. I actually napped a little bit. And then went to the Torque show in the Aquadome, and it was fine. The show was good. You know, it's always impressive what they can do on a moving cruise ship. But that theater, that location is terrible. It's terrible. It's a much smaller, even though the ship is bigger, it's the biggest ship in the world. It's like the smallest venue to have something like that. It's much smaller than the venue on Utopia of the Seas, which was in the boardwalk section, which no longer exists on this ship. There's no breeze in there. You know, there's breeze off the back of the ship when it's out in the open. And in there, it's just hot. It's humid. It's people standing. It was standing room only, even though I had a reservation. One more thing that you're probably wondering about. So I'm feeling better thanks to the meds that they gave me this morning. I did get the total for my services, and it was $280, around $280. So actually that wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought it was going to be like hundreds and hundreds because they gave me ibuprofen and an antibiotic, the consultation with the doctor, but not as bad as I thought. So I came out okay this time, but it wouldn't take much to put you in medical debt, literally, from a cruise if you had some sort of a medical emergency. So this is my plea to you to buy travel insurance. You must have it if you're going to be traveling on any cruise ship, because that will cover you medical. Make sure medical is included when you get travel insurance, because I could and I will claim that amount against my travel insurance and they'll reimburse me. So just a pro tip there for you. Since it's something I've experienced now and been through, I can tell you about it from experience. So that's it for today, and I'll see you in the morning. Well, good afternoon, because it's just afternoon here on our final sea day, our final day of our cruise here on board Star of the Seas. It's a Tuesday morning. Look how blue the water is today. I think this is the nicest weather day we've had all cruise. There is some sun shining today. I have not left the room today. I've just been on the balcony reading, just taking it easy. And now I'm headed to my specialty lunch. If you remember on the first day, earlier in the video, I booked a lunch at Chops Grill, which is a steakhouse on board. They do lunch. It's $30 per person. I'm going to head there now, and I don't have to go far. I can just go around the corner to Central Park. You saw how accessible that is from my stateroom here on Deck 8. Again, cannot vouch enough for these staterooms on Deck 8. Get a balcony. It's so close to a lot of the different neighborhoods. So, going to head there now, try lunch, and I'll let you know after what I thought of it. Had a really good time at lunch. It was fantastic to be able to eat at Chops Grill for lunch right there in Central Park. And actually they sat me inside at first, and I realized like, hey, there's tables outside. So I asked to be moved. They moved me right outside. It was fantastic. A little bit warm, but I did enjoy getting to people watch as other people walked by, people going all throughout Central Park. And the food was tremendous. For $30, it ended up being $35 after gratuities, but I think it's a really great deal. I don't think that you can beat it. I started off with actually the bread. The bread that they have there is really good because they have the pretzel bread, y'all. And no other cruise line that I've been on has that pretzel bread. And it's so good. I forgot. It's been so long since I've had that bread on Royal. And then for my starter, I had the mushroom soup. And this mushroom soup was delicious. It was so flavorful, like such a strong flavor, very garlicky, and of course mushroom. It had real mushrooms in it, which was good. And then I also had a wedge salad for my starter. You know me, if you watch my videos, I love to have a wedge salad. That was good. And then for my main, I had the filet mignon. This is an 8-ounce piece of filet, and it was melt in your mouth. It was like butter. And then for my dessert, I had the key lime pie, or the key lime meringue. It was pretty good. I actually think the piece I had in the main dining room the other night was better than that. Really enjoyed my experience. It was a fantastic meal. So highly recommend to you, if you have a few sea days on your cruise and you want to do something a little bit different, eat somewhere a little bit different, a little bit quieter. I mean, you are there in Central Park, but there weren't a lot of people in there having lunch. Make sure you have lunch at Chops Grill. Hooked Seafood, that's another restaurant. It's a specialty restaurant. They're also open for lunch for specialty lunch on sea days. So I encourage you, if you want to try a cheaper specialty option, because specialty dining is just getting so crazy these days, then check out Chops Grill for lunch. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hello, good evening. I have not done a lot all day today, and that's why you've barely seen me since I talked about lunch earlier. I just got back to the room though. No swag tonight, no gifts tonight. So what you've seen, that's it for the swag. It's been a great day. It's been a lazy day. I've had to do some editing and some work, and now I need to pack, and yeah, so I'm gonna call it for this vlog. This has been a long one, but I wanted to show you everything about my experience on Star of the Seas. I am so happy that I got to try Star of the Seas ever since Icon came out. I knew I wanted to try one of these Icon series ships, and this was a great opportunity to, again, being a 4-day, not having to commit a full week and trying out a new ship. I'll do a full review video, but since you've watched this much, I will say I don't know that I would book a week-long cruise on Star Icon. I just don't know that they're for me. I did prefer Utopia to this, and that's because of differences in the ship. There's no boardwalk here. This one's definitely geared more toward families and families with smaller children, I'll say that. So as a solo cruiser, I don't know that these Icon series, there are elements for everyone. I'm not saying that there's not, but it's just not my thing when it comes to cruising. But we tried it, right? And that's the thing about cruising is there's so many ships and so many options. It's a beautiful ship though, and if you have a family, if you're coming with your family, if you have kids and they like water parks and things, absolutely. Like, this is going to be perfect. They call it the ultimate family vacation, and I think they're right because there's so many things for families and kids. But if you're a solo cruiser like me, there are other options and other choices that I think I would make before I chose to come on Icon or Star of the Seas. But a beautiful ship, fantastic time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to go down below, give me a thumbs up. It does help out the channel. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this ship. Is it for you? You heard my thoughts. And be sure to come back for that official review video, which will be coming soon. So subscribe so that you can come back if you're not subscribed already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure. And by the way, our next adventure, if you thought this one was too family-oriented, the next one is going to be Virgin Voyage's new ship. So you can compare and contrast between a more family-oriented cruise and Brilliant Lady, the new ship from Virgin Voyages, which is adults only. So come back and check that out. Thank you again for watching. See you on the next adventure.